WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. This is Sportsvisions 92.1. You are listening to the Sportsvisions Morning Show, brought to you by Global Diagnostic Services and the Finley Firm. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
Good Friday morning to everybody. Welcome to the Sportsvisions Morning Show. I am Richard Holdridge, filling in for DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. DJ is on the road with Sportsvisions today. He's going to be boots on the ground at Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta for the Carver Tigers taking on Frederick Douglass in the first game of high school football. Hey, we had some fantastic high school football games yesterday that I will get into in the show. But first and foremost, thank you to everybody that's been watching us on Facebook and on YouTube. Or you can download the Sportsvisions radio app and listen to us that way. And we also appreciate our audience that's listening to us on WLTC HD2 Sportsvisions 92.1 FM. Thank you so much for listening to us, supporting us, as where else you're going to get local, live sports talk radio 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, talking about your teams, your scores, the box score, and that's what we do here. I was actually at the volleyball game yesterday, the tri-match, Glenwood taking on Brookstone and Prattville. That was an exciting time. And then I just hightailed it over on Somerville Road and saw the first half of Central Thompson. And look, I know Central lost the game 41-14, but that really wasn't the story. The story was that crowd. It was probably the most attended high school football game that I have ever witnessed in my life. I've asked some people around, is it always like this for Central football? And they said it usually isn't. Thompson brought their fans. I heard when I was driving home, I heard the announcer say they believe that it was north of 10,000 fans that were packed in Garrett Harrison Stadium. You couldn't walk up to the stadium and buy a ticket because all the bleachers were full. So, I'm very blessed that I'm a member of the media. I used my media credentials for Sportsvisions and got in that way, but it was standing room only, and that atmosphere was electric. I ran into Coach Mitchell Holt, so congratulations to the Central Flag football team. 38-0 win over Montgomery Catholic. They actually played earlier in the day, so that was a fantastic doubleheader. But, you know, Central, Thompson, these are number one, number two teams in the entire state. This was the game of the year. But Thompson is Thompson. They've won 6 out of the last 7 state championships. They have a quarterback in Trent Seaburn, I think he's going to be slinging it in college. I think Alabama's found their next best quarterback. This guy was sensational. He was converting fourth downs and airing it into the end zone. He has so much confidence in his receivers. He ended up throwing a dart on a 3rd and 12. Central's defense couldn't stop Thompson. And look, I know the score tells you 41-14. This was 14-14. Central got that amazing catch by Dalen Everett. Bobby Coleman just threw a dime right into his breadbasket. Zion Mabry actually earlier. Central ended up getting a touchdown run by Zion Mabry, the newest member of the Central Red Devils. And I really was blown away by the crowd. That was actually, believe it or not, that was my first ever Central football game that I attended. I've been so busy calling football for Russell County, Glenwood, Smith Station, been with Georgia Alabama Sports Live since 2023. We're always calling football games. And we did have another football game yesterday, and I'll get into that in just a bit. But that atmosphere was like nothing I've ever experienced. And I'm glad that I got to experience that. And I was listening to the broadcast. You could hear all the Central games on our sister station here at P&B Broadcasting, Classic Hip Hop 106.5. I was listening to Gerald Sasser and Frankie Bell. They've been doing it forever, it seems like. They are the voices of Central. I thought it was really cool. Chris Blackshear, our good friend, he was the sideline reporter for the AHSAA network. This was the game of the week. They had the whole crew there. This was just an electric atmosphere, and I was just so impressed with the way Thompson filled out that visitor side of the bleachers. They do travel, and Thompson just put it in another gear in that second half. I think the big turning point was Trent Seaburn. You know, you don't have to give him a whole lot of time. He goes into the 2-minute drill offense and does it to perfection. Thompson scores a touchdown to go up 21-14 at the half. Thompson's going to get the ball back to start the second half. They put it in the end zone again, and they're now up 28-14. Now the game changes a little bit for Central because Central has to come from behind, and Thompson was able to get the stops when necessary. Central's tried to convert it on a couple of fourth downs. I would not take anything away from the way Central played. This is Thompson. This is a different level of football that Central is prepared for. It just wasn't their night because Thompson looks like they could be the favorites. I'll tell you what, when you lose a game like this in the regular season, it's going to get you motivated to want to meet Thompson in the playoffs. So I think that Central will figure it out. They will run the gauntlet. And I would not be shocked if they met Thompson in the playoffs. But we still have some great teams in this region, including Auburn and Opelika. Man, it's here. Today is the day. High school football. There's games all over the Chattahoochee Valley. I'm going to break down all the high school football games in this area. Yes, that's what you're going to get from me. The dedication on Fridays to talk high school football. This is what everybody in the community wants to hear. And I've done my homework. I've had John Nelson on my podcast. I have done research and studied. I've subscribed to magazines, online magazines. I try to just be an encyclopedia of high school football in Georgia and Alabama, not just the Chattahoochee Valley, the entire state, because sometimes a Glenwood will play a McGill-Tulane. You might have a casual football fan that says, where's McGill-Tulane? Well, funny you ask. They used to be a 6A school. Now they're AA private. You know, did you know they played Central in the state championship, and now Glenwood has to face them? I'm having fun with this. This is a day where the community comes out. I talk to non-sports fans about how excited they get about high school football because their son or daughter's in the band. And they normally don't go to high school football games because they're not sports fans. I talk to people like that in the community. This is a big deal around this area. This is something I didn't really have when I was in high school. I'll be honest with you. Yeah, my high school was good. I mean, we've had great players come from my high school, including Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Vita Vea. I mean, I'm way older than Vita Vea, but yeah, it's just not, the passion just was not there in Milpitas, California. Let me tell you that for sure. But yeah, we've got a fantastic lineup. Speaking of high school football, I've got a couple of guests that are going to come on the show and talk high school football. The passion, the pageantry, it's different down here. And I'm not trying to take away the slogan from the SEC. It just means more. No, it's different down here. I got Mike Peacock. He's a legend. He's a coach. He's been a coach. He coached at Benjamin Russell. He's coached at Hanley. He's been on the Super 7 on the broadcast. He does radio broadcasts for Alabama State. This guy is a legend. And when we signed him on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, we brought him on to do games in 2024. I'll actually compare it to 1996 when Tupac signed with Death Row. Think about that. Yeah, Mike Peacock, he's coming on in the 6:30 hour. And then in the 7 o'clock hour, well, call it what you want. You can call it a Mike and Mike takeover. Mike Frosty, he's coming on the Sports Visions morning show. And then I got a special treat for you. He's a good friend of mine. I reached out to him because I love this guy because every time he comes on my podcast, my views, they double, they triple. Very popular guy, coach. He's the current middle school coach of Russell County Middle School. Michael Long Jr. He's going to make his Sports Visions debut. I'm excited about this. He's a baseball coach. He's coached at Carver. He's an assistant coach at Russell County. We're going to talk football, but we're also going to talk Phoenix City Little League because, he's a baseball coach in that area. I want to find out what makes this area so special. Why is there so much talent that's coming out of this area where all the high schools, Russell County, Smith Station, Central, Glenwood, they've all won state championships. It's not a coincidence because Phoenix City Little League is really good. So it is a Mike and Mike takeover here on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Happy Friday to everybody. DJ Jones, he is going to be in Atlanta for Carver Frederick Douglass. And then tomorrow he is going to be in Athens for the luncheon that's put on by Kirby Smart. In fact, it is the UGA Football Letterman's Luncheon, and then he is going to be attending the Dog Scrimmage. That's at Sanford Stadium. It's going to be a great time. And I'm looking forward to hearing from DJ and Thrift on Monday as we recap everything that goes on in the weekend. We've got NFL preseason, Falcons taking on the Indianapolis Colts this Saturday. And then Cleanstone's got a big win over Montgomery at Synovus Park last night. Braves, they snap a losing streak. They beat the White Sox 2-0. Now they go and take on the Milwaukee Brewers. And, I got to reach out to Bobby Z, see if he maybe wants to come on the show or my podcast. I want to talk Milwaukee Brewers with Bobby Z. They are the best record in Major League Baseball. He is a lifelong diehard Milwaukee Brewers fan. When I know people in this industry and I know that they're big-time sports fans, when their sports teams are doing good, I'm happy for them, and I just want to congratulate them. But, the Braves take on the Milwaukee Brewers up in Milwaukee for 2 games, and then they've got to hightail it to Williamsport, Pennsylvania for the Little League Classic that's going to be on Sunday. And don't forget, Phoenix City Little League, they don't know who they're playing on Saturday because we still got more games in the winners bracket on the international side and in the American side, but they are in the elimination bracket, and they will be playing Saturday at 7 o'clock at night on ESPN. I still was very impressed with Kenley Rasmus. I know it was a loss, but that was a historic performance by the 12-year-old pitcher who struck out 8 batters and ties the record for the most strikeouts by a girl in Little League World Series history. The person that had the record was Monet Davis, who had 8 strikeouts back in 2014. So the national media is talking about her, and we're claiming her in the Chattahoochee Valley. I know the best is yet to come because once this ride is over, she'll be reporting to the football field to be on that Central flag football team, the 2-time national champions. And I know that I had an opportunity to talk to Coach Mitchell Holt, who actually was in attendance in Warner Robins. I know that him and his staff are really excited to have Kenley Rasmus on the Central flag football team. That's going to be fun. Hey, I know that we put all our effort into football, but we had some incredible softball games and volleyball games last night. Congratulations. Calvary ended up beating Strong Rock in softball, the defending GIAA champions. This is actually the rematch of the championship game that went down to the wire. It went to a second game, and Calvary ends up getting the win. They were down in this game, and they were able to get the win. I was over at Glenwood for a tri-match where Glenwood was hosting Prattville and Brookstone. Glenwood dropped the first game to Prattville. Prattville ended up playing Brookstone in the second game. Myself and Matt Melton were on the call, and Brookstone ended up beating Prattville. And then I guess you could call it an upset. Glenwood ended up beating Brookstone in that third game. And I think that these 3 teams were so evenly matched that it was not surprising that all 3 teams just ended up beating each other and finishing 1-1 in the tri-match. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and take a break. And when we come back, we got more Sports Visions Morning Show here. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ and Thrift as you're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, and you're listening to us to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1 FM. We are your hometown sports guys.
Perfect one. Girl, when I'm with you, feel like a champion. Ever since I got with you, I feel like I done won me a trophy. A trophy.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. 54-year-old DeMarco Farley has been arrested in connection to the Wednesday evening shooting at the Budgetel Inn located on 3100 block of Victory Drive. One person was injured. The condition of this individual is unknown at this time. Farley is awaiting his recorder's court hearing. In other news, the LaGrange Police Department is investigating potential license plate recognition system misuse against one of their officers. Police Chief Garrett Fiveash says his department will be diligent in protecting the privacy of citizens and ensuring the system is not abused. Lastly, the 2028 Democratic National Convention will not be held in Atlanta. Democratic leaders must now decide between Boston, Denver, and Philadelphia. Republicans will host their convention in Houston. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings.
Good Friday morning. We are starting off warm and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s. This afternoon, expect a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the low to mid 90s and heat index values reaching 100 degrees in some places. We are tracking a few thunderstorms which could develop later today and this evening, bringing in a potential for some damaging winds across the region. And if you are headed out tonight, keep an eye on the sky. Overnight lows stay muggy in the mid 70s.
To get the full story, visit sportsvisions921.com and click on the WRBL tab. Sportsvisions 92.1.
Did you know you can add renewing your driver's license or ID card to your grocery list? The Georgia Department of Driver Services now offers self-service kiosks at select Kroger and Publix locations. From renewing or replacing to updating your address, the kiosks will issue a temporary paper license, and you'll receive a permanent card in the mail. Skip the line and save time by adding your driver's license renewal to your grocery list today. You'll even get a $5 discount on your order. Visit dds.georgia.gov to learn more. Sponsored by the Georgia Department of Driver Services.
If you're in the market for a pre-owned, like-new vehicle, I've got more trucks than anybody. I've got more SUVs than anybody. And I've got cars as far as the eye can see. Please come see me at Bratton Automotive. Everybody's going to leave with a smile, and I stack them deep and sell them cheap.
This hour brought to you in part by Gill's Auto Sales, now celebrating their 40th anniversary.
Let's have some straight talk. Are you sick of being trapped in a title pawn or just need a loan? Call 1-800-NEW-RATE. If you're in a title pawn trap, we can get you out. We save you thousands in interest. We lower your payments, possibly cut your payments in half, and you get up to $1,000 in extra cash. That's $1,000 extra cash, and your first payment's not due for up to 45 days. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. It's fast, it's easy, and you can get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Do you need to pay off that high-interest title pawn loan? Then call right now to 1-800-899-6669. Call 1-800-NEW-RATE at 1-800-899-6669. Did I mention you can get up to $1,000 in extra cash? That's 1-800-NEW-RATE. Get approved right over the phone and get your check today. Call now to 1-800-899-6669. Motors Acceptance Corporation, doing business as 1-800-NEW-RATE. Georgia Installment Lender License. NMLS number 1943997.
At the YMCA, finding your why starts by making an impact together, touching lives for the better. It can be the gift of time or treasure, supporting a community through talent without measure. Here, compassion fuels commitment, finding fulfillment through enrichment, serving and improving. What a way to live, and what a gift it is to give. Find your why and get involved today at ymca.org for a better us.
Hi, I'm Connie Britton. I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Every day, 12 children die from sepsis, more than from cancer. Most people don't know the word sepsis or the symptoms. Protect yourself and your loved ones. To learn more about the symptoms, go to sepsis.org.
If it's local, it's on the Sports Visions Morning Show with former Georgia Bulldog DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer.
Happy Friday to everybody. It's the Sports Visions Morning Show. It is a football Friday. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ Jones and Thrift Barringer. This is my favorite time of the year. It's Friday Night Lights. As we're breaking down all the games that's happening in and around the Chattahoochee Valley, Georgia Alabama Sports Live is going to be streaming, count them up, five football games. Our game of the week, we're going to be at TC Britton Field, Panther Stadium. In fact, that's going to be the site for our high school game day. It's Smith Station, taking on Northside. I know where I'm going to be. I'm going to be hightailing it down to Casita, Georgia for the debut of Chattahoochee County on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. They're taking on Terrell County. Andrew Rubin and Matt Melton will be on the call, and who knows, I might even chime in as a third commentator. I'm actually producing, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. We've got Dave Plata on the call, Austin Allen, Pacelli, Dymo Field taking on Stratford Academy. And then we've got the matchup. In fact, my next guest, he's going to be on the call for this one. It's going to be Brookstone and Spencer. Oh, boy, I'm looking forward to this exciting matchup. Russell County is taking on Booker T. Washington. We got Noah Shelton, Ricky Rogers. They're going to be on the call, and Travis Davis is going to be down there. I was talking to some people from Russell County that were actually at the Central game last night. They're excited. I know that that's a big deal, especially in this community. A lot of fans pack out Corbett Stadium. And I can't wait for that. Just be safe out there. I know there's going to be rain, but I know that you just try to take precaution when you're going to these stadiums. And just I'm not trying to knock on wood or anything, but just be prepared for any lightning delays. And hopefully we get these games in and everybody is safe. And then I'm trying to see what else we got. I believe that's it. Yeah, Calvary's on the road taking on Mount Zion. I talked about Carver taking on Douglas County. I know that we've got Jordan and Columbus that are happening. Glenwood is actually on the road taking on Lee Scott. And I'm trying to remember if we got any more games. I actually got some of the games that are on tap right now. Because it's a busy night. Kendrick taking on Miller County. Yeah, that's going to be a game. Can the Kendrick Cherokees get off to a hot start? Because they started the year 2-0 last year, and they want to try to get off to that hot start just because you got the power rankings. You want to have a good start before you get into region play. This is just a fantastic night. Harris County taking on Manchester. LaGrange is going up to Noonan and taking on the Noonan Cougars. Callaway is in town. They're taking on Mount Zion. Troup County is on the road taking on Hampton. Oh, it's a great time to be a football fan. It's not just the game, it's the band, it's the cheerleaders, it's just the fall, just excitement, the sunset over whatever stadium you're in, if it's Otis Spencer or if it's over at Danny Durham Field, Corbett Stadium. I tell you what, for a Thursday night football game, it didn't get any bigger than Central Thompson yesterday. First of all, when I pull up to the stadium, there's no parking. I had to park all the way down at the Lakewood Park, and I had to walk up to the stadium, and that's not one of those situations where you can go buy a ticket because every section of both bleachers were completely full. So this game was sold out well in advance, but it was an electric atmosphere. It probably had about 10,000 fans. I'm guessing. And the announcers thought it had 10,000 fans too. So with that being said, first of all, before we get to the break and we get Mike Peacock on the show, I want to thank the members of the front row. You guys got your first seats. Ricky Rogers, Bobby Brown, Rodney Lawrence, Stanley Crowell. Thank you so much for being the first seats of the front row. I know that this is a great time just to talk all things high school football, and that's what we're going to do here on the show. But first and foremost, we're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, We got Mike Peacock coming on the other side of the break. You're watching us on Facebook and YouTube, and you are listening to us on WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1 FM. We are your hometown sports guys.
Look what you're doing to me. I'm utterly at your whim. All of my defenses down. Your camera looks through me with its X-ray vision and all systems.
Stay tuned. More local and national sports coverage next on the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
Hey, folks, this is Michael Bratton, and I want to say thank you to all my customers. Without you guys, we wouldn't be in business today. Remember, we're going to take care of you before, during, and after the sale. My sales team has over 100 years of combined automotive excellence. Shop us today. Shop us at BrattonAutomotive.com. And remember this, I stack them deep and sell them cheap.
Tired of paying storage across town? For just $99 down, Action Buildings delivers your own 10x16 building. Set up right in your backyard. Your things stay close, on your property, and with room for whatever you need to store. And approval is easy. In-house financing with no credit. With over 600 positive reviews, Action Buildings is the name your neighbors trust. Head to 5371 Sidney Simons Boulevard, right off the Airport Thruway, or go to actionbuildings.com. Action Buildings, where extra space starts.
Have you filed for disability benefits but were denied by the Social Security Administration? Or do you need to apply and are overwhelmed with paperwork? Are you between the ages of 50 and 63 and can no longer work because of an illness or injury? Thousands of hardworking Americans are in your situation. They file for disability benefits and are unnecessarily denied their much-needed benefit check. Call now for a no-obligation, free evaluation. We can help you nearly double your chances of approval and get your benefit checks faster. We understand the physical, emotional, and financial impact. We'll share our insider expertise and help you get your disability claim filed and paid immediately. There is a time limit to apply, so call right now. Operators are standing by to help you.
800-714-7917. 800-714-7917. 800-714-7917. That's 800-714-7917.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
This message presented by the GHSA and the Georgia Athletic Directors Association.
Some of the best sounds you'll ever hear are generic, safe, effective, even money-saving, just like FDA-approved generic drugs. Even if they don't come in the exact same color or shape as their brand name equivalents, they have the same key ingredients and go through a rigorous review process. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today and visit fda.gov/generic drugs. Generics are safe, effective, and can save you money. You'll like the sound of that.
Carbon monoxide is a colorless, odorless gas that can be fatal. Don't use anything indoors that burns fuel, such as gasoline-powered generators, camp stoves and lanterns, or charcoal grills. Opening doors and windows or using fans isn't enough. Have your vents and chimneys checked to make sure water heater and gas furnace exhausts aren't blocked. If you feel sick, dizzy, or weak while using a generator, get to fresh air right away. From the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency.
This message is brought to you by the Armed Forces Vacation Club, a free membership travel hub for active duty military and veterans. The club provides a well-deserved escape during challenging times or post-deployments, or for cherished family moments. This exclusive travel club grants access to discounted 7-night resorts and savings on over 600,000 hotels, rental cars, and more. Discover the world for free at afvclub.com.
I'm Shanola Hampton. I support the Feeding America network of food banks because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year. Learn more at feedingamerica.org.
Working safely around underground utilities could put you at risk for outages, injury, and loss of life. Don't risk it. Alabama 811 plays a vital role in taking the request to have underground utilities marked. It's free, it's simple, it's the law. Visit al811.com for more info.
You're waking up with a Sports Visions morning show on Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to former Green Bay Packer DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
It's the Sports Visions morning show. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. DJ is boots on the ground in Atlanta on the road with Sports Visions. He'll be there for the Carver opener as they're taking on Frederick Douglass at Lakewood Stadium, that historic stadium where all the Atlanta public schools play high school football. And then he's going to be in Athens for the Letterman's Luncheon that's put on by Coach Kirby Smart. And then it's going to stick around for the scrimmage as the Dogs get ready for the upcoming college football season. They're going to be taking on Tennessee State in their opener. This is going to be just an amazing time for high school football. We got 5 games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, including Brookstone Spencer. And my next guest is going to be on the call for Brookstone Spencer. He is a longtime broadcaster, coach, and he's been with Georgia Alabama Sports Live for about 2 years now. And please welcome to the Sports Visions Morning Show, Mike Peacock. Mike, what's going on?
Good morning, Richard.
Man.
Good morning, man. It's Friday, man.
How excited are you that high school football is finally here? We got kind of an appetizer last week with 1 game in town, but we got 5 games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Oh, Richard, I told Braden this over in Macon last week, and we used it on our broadcast. There is nothing on a calendar like opening day. It doesn't matter if it's baseball season, hunting season, football season. The ladies love it when Christmas shopping season starts. It's crazy, but opening day, there's just nothing like it. And for most of the schools around here, this is opening night and opening day, and they've been chomping at the bit to get to this date on the calendar. And here it is, and we're ready to go.
Mike, you are going to be on the call on Georgia Alabama Sports Live for Spencer Brookstone at Max Strong Stadium. This is what the football fans want. They want to see the private school has had a history of winning, has a lot of talent, has put the talent in the NFL like Max Strong. He's like one of the best fullbacks of all time, going up against Spencer, a public school that has a lot of depth. They have a lot of talent too. I'm really excited to see that quarterback battle between Elijah Fudge and Broughton Branch. But what are you looking forward to being on the call for Spencer Brookstone?
Well, Richard, it's really cool. We get to do something, and I say get to because it's a blessing to get to do that, to bring these games to people. But when you get to be on the call for the first ever meeting between 2 teams, and it's not like it's earth-shattering and going to go down in history like major national events or anything like that. But for these kids and for this community, to be on the first ever game between Spencer and Brookstone, it sort of makes a line in the sand. I think going forward, these guys were first. They're doing it first, and it's really cool to be on the call for this game as they initiate something here that we hope going forward maybe opens up to more teams playing each other in football going down the line.
Mike, I want to talk about Central Thompson last night because, believe it or not, the 6 years that I've been calling high school football, whether it's PA announcing or broadcasting, that was my first ever attended Central football game. I think they had at least 10,000 fans there. The stadium was completely packed. Central Thompson, you've covered sports, high school football in Alabama. This was the game of the year. What do you think? I know that Central didn't win, but that first half was exciting, and both teams were going back and forth. What was your thoughts on Central Thompson yesterday?
Well, Richard, I'm going to be blunt honest with you. I didn't even realize they were playing. and until late. And so I was interested in the outcome, and I wanted to see Central win. But, anytime you get two of the top 7A teams in Alabama, and these two have a history with each other going back, they've played each other in championship games. And when you get that caliber of game and get to start a season with it, wow. And they put on a show for the fans last night, and Thompson came away with the win, but that doesn't take anything away from this Central team. They are very good. They always are very good.
Absolutely.
And what a way to get football season started, huh?
Yeah, Bobby Coleman looked fantastic. Trent Seaburn looked fantastic. Really, the turning point of the game was Thompson ended up scoring that touchdown before the half, and then they got the ball to start the second half, and then they scored a touchdown. And when you're down 2 touchdowns against a Trent Seaburn who's going to Alabama, who's been playing at Thompson since he was in the 7th grade, you know that that was a battle of two teams that I think are going to meet again in the playoffs. So I think this loss, I'm not saying it's a good, but I think it's going to help Central as they get prepared for taking on other opponents in the season.
Well, I tell you, Richard, no matter what level it is, if you have a really good football team and games come easy to you and you're winning everything, you're kind of dominating every game, sometimes it leads to a little bit of comfort. And you're right, this could be a good thing for Central going forward, because now they know what it feels like to take a loss. And they're not going to be undefeated this year. And now they know they've got to work, and they know what their goal is. Their goal is to win each week going forward. And it could end up helping Central. And it really guards against getting that ego, I guess, that sometimes teams get when they go undefeated and they've been kind of demolishing everybody. They get a little chip on their shoulder, or maybe a little too comfortable in their own skin. And then when they take a loss later in the season, it can be devastating. But to start the season and know what it feels like to go down and defeat, it is a motivating factor like no other. And I think it may end up actually benefiting Central going down the line to get a loss in this opener.
Yeah, no question about it. Mike, you are entering your 3rd season as part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live's broadcast team. I can't believe it's been 2 years since the first time we met and we called that game. It was like 2 years ago when we called that epic Glenwood Valley game. But one feature that we've provided, because there's so many games, we can't cover all the games. So we decided to implement a ticker down at the bottom of the screen, trying to get all those score updates from Columbus Jordan. We're not going to be able to call Kendrick, Miller County, Auburn's taking on Hewitt-Trussville, Glenwood taking on Lee Scott, Calvary's going to be on the road taking on Mount Zion. I tell you, what do you look forward to, like when you're calling a game, when you're up in the press box or up on top of the roof at Max Strong Stadium? Are you curious about the out-of-town scoreboard, or are you just focused on the game?
Oh, I'm absolutely curious. In the past 2 years, Richard, I've been on my phone during timeouts and commercials, trying to stay updated on games through different avenues. And us having the ticker this year is really a bonus. It's a bonus for us calling the games, but it's a bonus for the fans too, because now you don't have to click off your game you're watching and try to find a score on another game. You can just look at the bottom of the screen and it's rolling across there. And I think this is a great addition for us this year on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And it's going to be really useful for all of us that call games to be able to have that, because we can mention that as often as we want to, really. And it's really got kind of good. And we can keep fans up to date on some of the other teams in the area and games of interest around. And it's a great addition.
And another broadcaster who's actually going to be calling the Brookstone game too, you have a very special relationship with. In fact, I got a little tear-eyed last year when you were his color commentator, when Scott Miller was part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live last year, and it felt like it was a Columbus State broadcast. Talk about that relationship you have with Scott Miller and why you two sound so good together.
Well, Scott and I worked with Scott for 16 years when I was at CSU. got to know him in the first couple of years there, formed a friendship. And, there's not too many names I can name that would be the echelon of broadcaster that Scott Miller is. And I don't know if people around Columbus realize what a treasure they have in Scott Miller. He has, he could be one of those guys that you see on ESPN, but he's sort of like Herbert Green. And if you want to talk about special friendships, he and Herbert Green had just an unbelievable bond as friends. And, and like Herbert Green, Scott Miller chose to stay in Columbus.
Yes.
He chose to stay around here and be a part of this community when he probably could have gone on to bigger and better things. Herbert Green did the same thing. Herbert could have been in the name group of the Patinos and Caliparis and all those guys. He was that good of a basketball coach, and I don't know if people realize that or not. But he had opportunities to go on to bigger and better things and decided to stay here. And Scott Miller's the same way. Scott's ventured out a little bit over the years and done a few things, but he's basically chosen to remain a part of the Columbus community, and he's a fixture, and he is fantastic as a broadcaster, but he's even a better man. And that's important to me. We've got a great friendship. We have a chemistry together, and it's just a lot of fun when I get to sit next to him and do ball games. And it's almost as good as getting to sit and listen to him do a ball game and not even participate. He's just one of those guys that does it and does it at such a level, and it's so natural to him. It is outstanding. But his friendships meant a lot to me, and it's really cool that he has gone on board at Brookstone for the last few years, and he gives them something that is unique, really, really unique to all high school football. That caliber of broadcaster to be doing your games.
Mike, I want to pivot a little bit. I know we're talking about high school football, but we've got a team in Phoenix City that's in the Little League World Series right now. And I know they lost to Tacoma, but Kenley Rasmus is a national story already. And it's rare when we get a national story locally here, and we just take advantage of it. As members of the media, we're talking about it. We enjoy it. And I've even interviewed her a couple of times. I know that I'm enjoying this ride because this has been incredible what she's been able to do. 8 strikeouts tying Monet Davis in 2014. It's just a national sensation. What are your thoughts on Phoenix City Little League and as they try to go into the elimination bracket trying to make a run?
Well, it is a tremendous story, and it's really cool that her dad and uncle are coaches on this team, and that her other uncle, who was a 10 or 12-year major leaguer, is in the family. And those two guys, Kobe and Corey, were on that team from Phoenix City that won the U.S. championship and lost a close game in the World Championship back in, what was it?
1999.
1999, yeah. It's wow, it doesn't seem like it's been that long.
I know, I can't believe it.
But to see her doing what she's doing, and we talked about this a little bit the last time I was on. There's all this stuff going on about, the gender deal and all that kind of stuff. Throw that out the window. She is an outstanding athlete, and she is going to go on. I want to see what the future holds for her. I believe it's going to be on the softball diamond, and I believe she's going to dominate in softball just like she does in Little League baseball. And she's got the mentality. She's got the teachers in her family. She's got the bloodlines in her family. And she seems to be a very humble kid and a very good kid. Loved hearing her talk and seeing the excitement in her face and her voice when she was interviewed after the regional championship. And she's having fun, and that's what that's what Little League baseball is all about. She's having fun, and it is not, there's not a ton of pressure on her or anything. Sometimes you'd think all this media spotlight would put pressure on her, but she's just going out and having fun. She's going out and doing what she does. And I love the Fear the Bow.
Fear the Bow.
Yes, I love that. I love that slogan and how that's been passed around. And I'm looking forward to seeing them play again. They've got what it takes to get out of that elimination bracket and do something in this championship. But regardless, whether they do or do not, they've done something that few little leaguers get to do in their lifetime, and that is go to Williamsport and participate in the Little League Baseball World Series, and it's just a fantastic story.
Yeah, last week I got to interview Coach Mitchell Holt of the flag football team, and he's excited for her that she's in Williamsport, but he can't wait for her to get back out on the gridiron because she's going to play both ways. I believe she's going to play quarterback and linebacker, but she's going to have a major impact. And really, I don't think Central needs her. They beat Montgomery Catholic 38-0 yesterday as part of that doubleheader at Garrett Harrison. And jokingly, I had fun with this. I ran into Coach Regetta Williams, the basketball coach for Central. You know what my first question was? Can Kinley Rasmus play basketball?
Absolutely. And she probably could. She's one of those, when the athletes like this come along every so often, where it doesn't matter what they pick up, they're good at it. I think she's one of those kids. You have guys that do it, you have girls that do it, and I think she's just one that it really wouldn't matter because she's so competitive, Richard, that she would not let herself fail no matter what it was. It wouldn't matter if it was bowling or basketball or hockey or whatever. She's so competitive, she would make herself the best she could be at it. And that's just in her heritage and in her genetic code, I believe. And, so I do believe she would excel in whatever she tried to do. But she's going to be a name around these parts for a long time, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Mike, let's talk a little softball. You've called a couple of softball games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Are there any teams out there that you think can win a championship? We know Calvary has won it last year. Can they go back to back? What about Northside? I mean, what's your takeaway on softball as you've been privileged to call some softball games this year?
Oh, absolutely. Had another one yesterday. And literally, Richard, we sweated through that one because it was so humid and hot yesterday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
At Calvary, they took a 8-2 win over Strong Rock yesterday, and absolutely Calvary can repeat in GIAA. They don't seem to be complacent, and the thing about that team, they have one senior, and that is Kendall Gum. One senior, Kendall Gum, and she's committed to State, and the rest, and I think they only have 3 or 4 juniors. The rest of the team, sophomores, freshmen, and I think 1 8th grader. So Jeff Halstead's got something going on over there. He's got a stable of young ladies that are getting better and better, and they've got a little swagger about them. Not cocky, but a little swag about them because they know they're a good team. And sometimes that gets to be a challenge. You challenge yourself every time out to be good. Yesterday they fell behind in the first inning, got down 1-0, and it stayed that way till the third, and they finally broke out and scored some runs, and then Strong Rock drew back to within 1 run, and then Calvary had a big 4-run inning in the 4th inning and kind of took command, and then they added another run late to take that 8-2 win. But they definitely can repeat. If they, as they go through the season, they can repeat as a GIAA champion. Will they? Who knows? There's lots of good teams in GIAA that they could face down the line, but they have what it takes. And of course, Northside's another program, Richard, that just kind of seems to reload every year. And they are very good, and they're very well coached, and they can make some noise, and they can get themselves back in the GHSA championships again for sure.
Mike, and finally, before I let you get out of here, volleyball. I'm surprised, but I'm not really that surprised. The talent is here in this area, but all the teams we cover have at least a 500 record or a winning record. I mean, you have Kendrick 6-1, Shaw 5-1. You got Northside 8-5. We had our rankings on our Georgia Alabama Sports Live show. I know you've called volleyball matches. I've said that Carson Galligan might be the best volleyball player I've ever witnessed, but I think that somebody on Glenwood heard me because Malia West Sanchez had an amazing game, and Glenwood upset Brookstone yesterday in the tri-match I did.
Wow, how about that? And volleyball is something, Richard, that has, when I first came here in the mid-'90s, when we moved here in 95, volleyball was not that big. I was kind of surprised that Columbus State did not have a volleyball team, learned that they had one, and it kind of fell by the wayside, and they canceled the program. They brought it back for a while here in the 2000s after I left. I left Columbus State in 2011, and they brought it back for 3 or 4 years before finances, kind of did away with it again. But at the high school level, it wasn't real big. And then Columbus High School got really good for a while. And they started building something, and they started competing, and they started beating the Atlanta schools. And next thing you know, it has kind of caught on, and volleyball has become a big thing. There's even club volleyball here in Columbus, and I think that's helped build these programs around town, some of the club volleyball that's going on. And it is, it's fun to watch. If you've not, a lot of people like volleyball, that's not all that popular. No, you need to understand volleyball is popular all over the country, and it is another avenue for young ladies to get to the next level. And they're using that, they're taking advantage of that, and volleyball has really caught on. And the coaching is better. The attention paid to the programs has gotten better and better around here. And volleyball has really built some momentum here in this area, both on the Alabama side and the Georgia side.
Yeah, a couple days ago, we had probably the game of the broadcast on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Calvary Pacelli going to 5 sets. Paxton Holloway on the call did an amazing job. Jokingly, I was like, man, I wish I could have been on that call. But yeah, Paxton did a great job. I know you're pretty well versed. You call just about any sport that we have, but you're also a podcaster. And before I get you out of here, tell us a little bit about the podcast that you do that you can hear or watch every Sunday night on Georgia Alabama Sports Live.
Yeah, it's, Marty Durden and I, when I coached at Calvary a few years back, he and I started talking about it. He was the athletic director then at Calvary, and we started talking about we ought to do a podcast. And we couldn't ever decide if we were going to do one that was just a general funny, have fun podcast and goof off, or if we were going to do something a little more serious. And we kind of settled. Marty's written some books. He's writing another book now about servant leadership and faith-based servant leadership primarily, and it's mainly focused on coaches and athletes. And so we decided to put together a podcast that was based on that, and we call it Step Up, Make a Difference. And we get guests from all over the place and really kind of all walks of life. Most of them are coaches and athletes or have something to do with the athletic side, but we also have business people on there whose philosophies kind of line up with coaching and athletics. And we've had a great time with that. We're a little over a year old now. We're not going to have an episode this week, by the way. He and I both have been kind of busy, and we weren't able to get anybody lined up on the calendar. And it's a busy time of year for a lot of people too. So, but you can catch that every Sunday night on Georgia Alabama Sports Live on that platform. And we're so appreciative that Thrift and everybody at Georgia Alabama Sports Live has given us the platform to get that out there. And we're working on some guests that are, a little bit bigger name, but when you have somebody that's a little bit bigger name, sometimes their calendar is full and it's hard to get hold of them. But we've had some good ones. And you can go back and find past episodes of that on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And it's really fun. And it's something that's meaningful and has a purpose. And that's what it's all about.
Mike Peacock, ladies and gentlemen, member of Georgia Alabama Sports Live, longtime coach and broadcaster. Thank you, Mike, for being on the Sports Visions Morning Show, and have a great call tonight for Brookstone Spencer. I cannot wait.
Thanks. I appreciate it, man. I always enjoy coming on with you guys and chatting on the show. And of course, I'm having a blast getting to call games and be a part of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Looking forward to tonight and being at Brookstone. Great atmosphere. Brookstone kind of took one on the chin last week, so they've got a little something to prove, I think. But Spencer's got a little something to prove too, as they play against a top-notch private school tonight. So this should be a good one. I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Thanks again, Mike.
All right, have a good day, Richard. See you, man.
All right, you too. That's him. That's Mike Peacock. All right, let's go ahead and take a break. Coming up on the other side of the break at the top of the hour, we have got another member of Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And this guy, pretty passionate guy. He's got a Facebook page, possibly a future podcast called Ice Cold Sports. It's Frosty, Mike Frost, coming on the Sports Visions Morning Show. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ and Thrift. You're watching us on Facebook and on YouTube, and you're listening to us on WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1 FM. We are your hometown sports guys.
Making us your home for local, regional, national sports talk in the Chattahoochee Valley. This is Sports Visions 92.1.
Attorney advertising. Georgia Attorney Blake Swan, 3225 Cumberland Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia, 4046-204-059. Paid actor dramatization. Top dog does not mean we are the best. No guarantees of success.
Do you know what dark times is? Dark times is when you're in the hospital bed, not knowing if you're going to make it. Dark times is when the doctor is telling you that you'll never be the same again. Those are dark times. When you think about it, you really don't even want to live because you're not going to be the same. You're not going to be who you used to be. Those are dark times. When your wife is looking at you, you got to question it like, are you going to be there for me? What you going to do? I'm talking to you. Answer the question. Doctor talking about you got to get your leg amputated. It's crazy. Being in a wheelchair for the rest of your life is even more crazy. 2 hours ago, you was fine. Having a great day. Then all of a sudden, you get into an accident. It's crazy. That's why we're telling y'all about Top Dog. I'm telling y'all to call them Top Dog Law.
At Cartoons Car Stereo in Columbus, buy it today, get it installed today. That's right, same-day installation. Cartoons, Rockford Fosgate products, stereo head units, amps, speakers, speaker boxes, alarms, remote starts, navigation units, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so much more. Get same-day installation today. Call or stop by today for details. Cartoons on Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
I have a friend, about 50, had a bad accident and couldn't go back to work. If you're between the ages of 49 and 63 and can't go back to your job because of a physical or mental disability, Social Security could pay you as much as $3,800 a month. If you or a family member is unable to work because of a disability, call the Social Security Disability Helpline. Our team will give you a free case review and explain to you how much money you're entitled to, and you won't pay anything unless we get you benefits. See if you or a family member is entitled to close to $45,000 a year in Social Security disability funds. Remember, this is not something for people over the age of 65. If you're under 65 and can't work, call now.
800-413-7642. 800-413-7642. That's 800-413-7642.
Lori's Furniture Express, your express way to saving.
Did you know that Gorey's Furniture Express sells rugs? They do, and they have all colors and sizes for every room in your home. You can get a 5x8, an 8x10, and even room size 12x15, and they've got hundreds to choose from. And that's only at Gorey's Furniture. You're going to love this place. Alabama Highway 169 in Opelika.
Golden Donut, a family-owned bakery, has been serving freshly made donuts, pastries, and breakfast favorites since their doors first opened. The aroma of their made-from-scratch treats and freshly brewed coffee creates the perfect warm, inviting atmosphere. Golden Donut, where every bite is a taste of homemade happiness.
And Doug. Limu and I created a trick to help you remember that you can customize your car insurance and save with Liberty Mutual.
You see, the shirts Limu and I wear are yellow, and yellow is the color of lemons, and lemons grow on trees, and trees provide oxygen, and oxygen helps us breathe, and breathing is how you live, and you can live more life when you save money by customizing your car insurance. I agree, Limu. It's really quite simple. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Check engine or ABS light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. WLTC HD2 Casita and W221DP Columbus. You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1. Now back to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Here's Denver Broncos 1987 AFC champion DJ Jones and Griff Behringer.
It's the Sports Visions Morning Show. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. It's on the road with Sports Visions. DJ is going to be boots on the ground at Lakewood Stadium tonight for the Carver Tigers. That school on the hill, taking on Frederick Douglass of Atlanta in their opener. And then he's going to be in Athens for Kirby Smart's UGA Football Letterman's Luncheon and Dog Scrimmage at Sanford Stadium. It is high school football. It's Friday Night Lights. And another guest, he is just as passionate about high school football as me. Please welcome to the Sports Visions Morning Show, Mike Frost. Frosty, what's going on with you, man?
Oh, ain't nothing much to it, big dog. Just getting here to regular work. Got the sunglasses on. I still got the sleepy eyes going on right now. Didn't want to look too crazy on the show.
Hey, Ice Cold Sports, drop that zero. Come get with a hero. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you ever saw the movie Cool as Ice, but I just No, talk about like why you are so passionate about updating scores. You have a Facebook page, possible podcast in the future called Ice Cold Sports, where you're giving sports updates, score updates. I use it because I got a podcast where I give score updates. So you've actually done a lot of the legwork for me. So thank you.
Nah, man, I enjoy doing it, man. It's getting some of these other kids out there, get their names out there, get the scores, keep people updated with teams around the community. You know, it ain't like it was back in the 90s. You could just open up the paper and all the scores were in there. You know, it's used to be able to see stats, box scores for everybody, but just trying to get a little bit of thing going so everybody knows what's going on around the area as far as not just football, but volleyball, softball, coming up on flag now in the fall. So it's going to be it's fun. It keeps me busy. So.
All right, you and Thrift were on the call for Hardaway Randolph Clay. It was the first Thursday night football game at Otis Spencer Stadium. What did you learn about Hardaway taking on a very talented opponent in Randolph Clay?
They're young, man. Freshman quarterback, another freshman at the skill player in Hamilton, but Mahone did a great job at quarterback last night. They had a couple of hiccups. They lost 38-6, but that's a good Randolph Clay team. They were able to come out there, move the ball. They just weren't able to do it consistently to get it across into the end zone. But I feel like the defense is going to get a little bit better. Just that they just had a great running game at Randolph Clay. Great leadership, a lot of upperclassmen, but I feel like Hardaway's got something great to build on. Coach Wedner and those guys are going to do a great job.
Yeah, and I know on the other side of the river, I don't know if you were paying attention, but we had a big game where 10,000 fans packed Garrett Harrison Stadium. I know you're used to seeing that, but have you ever seen anything like that, like 10,000 fans at a high school football game, not in the state of Texas?
Yeah, it doesn't happen too often, but you'll see it at some of them. I mean, we got some, I guess you can say Buford would probably be the closest one where you see them on a regular basis up there with that new expansive multi-million-dollar stadium they got up there. But just it's fun to see whenever you get big crowds like that. It means these kids are working their tails off and people are noticing, and you get the whole community out there. You got people from all over the area, all over the country, the South, scouts, everything coming to watch these young men play, and it's a fun thing to watch.
Yeah, I used my media credentials because I couldn't buy a ticket. There was no seat left in the bleachers. So I was actually on the sidelines, on the field with Jack Patterson, Drew Pavon, representing Sports Visions and Georgia Alabama Sports Live. And by the way, Mike, that was my first ever Central football game. The past 6 years, I've been calling every other school and I just took an opportunity and I wanted to experience it.
Oh, yeah, man. You got to at least feel that atmosphere every now and then, man. I know it's a new experience to go out there. You've been around college ball and everything like that. To go to a high school game that's that exciting, it's got to be a fun thing to do.
All right. You and Thrift, once again, going to be on the call for the game of the week on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. It's a state line showdown. Smith Station, North Side. Smith Station is a 6A school in Alabama. North Side is 6A school in Georgia. We expect a big crowd at TC Britton Field Panther Stadium because of the school size of both schools, and plus that Georgia-Alabama border war rivalry is always special. What are you looking forward to about being on the call with Thrift Behringer for Smith Station Northside tonight on Georgia Alabama Sports Live?
Oh, man, I feel it's going to be a great atmosphere out there. The Smith Station community really backs that team out there, really backs that school in general, no matter the sport. A lot of Panther pride over there in Alabama. You're going to get a lot of people coming over from Northside because it's their first game. First game as a 6A team. First game really not playing anybody locally. If you look at the schedule right now, no Columbus teams, no county teams, nobody. So this is their only local game they're really going to have against a team that some of these kids might know. So you're going to have a whole lot of people out there, and I think it's going to be wild to start off with, especially with that big. I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing that big old band in person.
All right, we're not calling this game, but your alma mater, Jordan, has a new football coach, Coach Chad Martin. They have a 55-game losing streak. They have not won a game since 2019. Taking on Columbus. This is the oldest rivalry in Columbus. I think it's special. It's at Memorial Stadium. I know that just has a feel to it because of that history of Columbus. What are you looking forward to about just seeing how Jordan is going to face Columbus? This could be their toughest opponent because I look at the schedule. They're playing a non-region schedule, playing the likes of Chaco, Terrell County, Southwest STEM. What do you think that Jordan is going to do this season as they get prepared for Columbus later tonight?
I believe it's mainly just getting a baseline, getting a foundation for Coach Martin, that team. They're starting to get the numbers out there, starting to show up a little bit. A lot bigger numbers than last year as far as roster size goes, the last couple of years actually. And just trying to see if they can go out there and compete, man. That's the biggest thing. They've had trouble last couple of years, not only just losing, but keeping the game within 30, 40 points. This one's going to be one of those ones where we'll see if they go out there and have that little bit of discipline, see if that's instilled there, see what the game plan is, see what Coach Martin's vision is for the team, and see if those kids are able to go out there and execute and keep it a close ball game.
Yeah, no question about it. By the way, we have 5 games we are streaming on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I know that if we had a bigger crew, we would definitely stream Columbus and Jordan. We also have Kendrick taking on Miller County. There are some football games. Glenwood, Lee Scott. Like, we would have made the trip to Lee Scott to call Glenwood Lee Scott. I just think it's great when we have all this talent. We're adding people like Travis Davis. This is your second season at Georgia Alabama Sports Live. You see the big picture. You see the vision of where Thrift Behringer, who founded this company, wants to take Georgia Alabama Sports Live. Why is it important not only to showcase these student athletes, but also to get passionate, talented people that want to do a good job on the broadcast so the broadcast looks good so that the parents can be able to watch their kids? And there's definitely that continuity with showcasing this talent here in the Chattahoochee Valley.
Oh, man, it's going to come. I mean, you have to be passionate, man. You can't take anything half-heartedly. In order to really showcase these young men and women out here in the community, you've got to be able to have that passion and that drive behind you to do it. If we weren't out here, if all of the guys over here on the crew didn't really love what they do, it wouldn't really have the same flair it does, the same backing it does by the community. I love seeing that these kids, I love seeing the parents on the post, seeing the parents during the streams, commenting on the game, watching when they're not able to make it, or some of them probably watching it while they're there, just kind of listening in on the call, you know. So, I mean, it's a fun part to do it. I love the guys we work with. Everybody's selfless because it's not about us. It's about the kids. You know, it's about getting the names out there, about getting these kids some recognition. And, you know, I enjoy every bit of it.
Yeah, I know football gets a lot of love, and flag football is going to get some love too. By the way, congratulations to Central flag football team beating Montgomery Catholic 38-0. Did it without Kenley Rasmus, which I know I talked to Coach Holt on the sidelines at Garrett Harrison. congratulated him. I know he's excited about it. You're going to be on the call for some flag football games this year. What are you looking forward to most about flag football this season?
Oh, man, it's fun. I mean, it's an electric game, man. You see the growth it's had over the last couple of years, being able to grow as a sport. You know, these young girls, and not only is it just fun to watch, but now you're starting to see the colleges start to take notes, start their own programs. So now these girls are able to not just play in high school and have fun, but now they can actually get scholarships and go into college and get a free education with it.
Yeah, and we also have new flag football teams like Calvary, Glenwood, Chaco. I cannot wait. But, Mike, you're well-versed as far as play-by-play and color. You also call softball and volleyball. You've called a lot of Northside games. Mm-hmm. Is this team that Coach Sidney Carastory have, can they get to South Commons and compete for a championship in 6A?
It's going to be tough for them, but I see it's a possibility. The thing is they're really going to have to work on the pitching aspect of the game. They have the hitting. They're going to score 8 to 10, maybe 12, 15 runs a game because they can hit. But a lot of youth on that team. They only have 2 senior starters, both of them great players. And but the pitching, you know, you've got 2 sophomores and a freshman out there on the mound for Northside this year, trying to fill themselves out, trying to get everything right. And hopefully they'll be able to pick it up as the season goes once they get further into region competition. They just won another region game last night against McIntosh. But it's going to come down to just the pitching and defense. If they can keep away from the errors and keep the walks to a minimum, I believe they have a good shot of making it to that Final 8 in South Commons.
Mike, I forgot to mention, you pulled double duty last night. You were on the call for Pacelli softball, and then luckily Pacelli is not that far away from Otis Spencer Stadium. Right after that game, you wasted no time and headed to Otis Spencer Stadium. Talk about Pacelli's softball. I know Coach Henderson, first-year coach. He's got some transfers in. They're a young team, but they were facing FPD, and they lost to Columbus the night before. But this is a team that can continue improving. Same with Brookstone. They got their first win of the season. The softball, especially the GIAA, is growing. But just talk about like what your takeaway was seeing Pacelli on the diamond.
Oh, man, they're extremely competitive. It's night and day from last year. As far as just the growth of the team, the athletes out there on the field. Had a tough loss yesterday to FPD, but that was a great team in the Lady Vikings from First Presbyterian Day. You saw the moxie. You saw the ability to stay in the ball game. They didn't drop their heads when it was 2-0 in the first, 2 back-to-back solo shots, and they stayed in it against a really good FPD team. Most teams, especially some of these younger teams in the past, would have probably dropped their heads a little bit, but they stayed in it. And if they can just get the bats going, man, they have great pitching in Lindsey Bagley. Let's see if they can try to get some of the hitters going there, get 1 through 9 going instead of just like 1 through 4.
Yeah, you're listening to WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1. Got Mike Frost on here. This is a Mike and Mike takeover on Sports Visions Morning Show. We had Mike Peacock in the 6:30 hour. We got you at 7. Michael Long Jr. coming on at 7:30. Yeah, you're part of history here, Frost. But I do want to talk. I know you got an opinion on this. I love it. Phoenix City Little League. It's a national story. Kinley Rasmus has been absolutely sensational. As members of the media, we're taking advantage of this, talking about it. I've talked about her on Georgia Alabama Sports Live. I've talked about her on my podcast. It's a national story, and it's happening in our own backyard. When you have a national story like this, like Northern Little League winning the 2006 Little League World Series, USA softball in 96, how important is it to showcase the Columbus, Phoenix City area when the rest of the country is maybe seeing it for the first time and may not have ever heard of Phoenix City?
Yeah, it's a great thing right here, man. It showcases the local talent. We've had talent for years come out of Columbus, been able to go on to play pro ball ever since I can remember, even before I was even alive, basically. So you've got the talent in here. It's fun to see it get shown on the national stage. I mean, no telling how many of these kids' names are going to get called in about 7 years whenever they try to go on to move to the pros. Let's see what Kinley Rasmus does whenever she moves up into the high school level, playing in softball, see how much she can excel at that. And, I mean, it's just people get the fun thing about it is these kids make it to Williamsport, and then they end up being basically people kind of keep up with them for years after that to see what they end up doing after the World Series.
Ross, I want to switch gears to college football. Who's your team, by the way?
Oh, it's Alabama.
Oh, yeah, the Crimson Tide. So they play East Carolina. Right now they're doing their team camp, getting ready for the upcoming college football season. I know we're all excited about college football. We've got Georgia, which 92.1 is your official flagship station for the Georgia Bulldogs. Auburn's 45 minutes up the road. But you, being an Alabama fan, Kalen DeBoer, third season, still don't know who the starting quarterback is. I'm going to take a guess. It's going to be Keelan Russell. Alabama made the college football playoff last year. The year before, they were on the doorstep of the college football playoff. With an NIL in the transfer portal, and Nick Saban saw the writing on the wall, and I think that's why he got out when he did. But I still think Kalen DeBoer is a good coach. But if you look on paper, the unrealistic Alabama fan that looks at Kalen DeBoer and says they've lost 4 games in both seasons, and Nick Saban only lost 3 once, and that was in 2010. You can't compare Kalen DeBoer to Nick Saban. Realistically, and Kalen DeBoer got an extension, and he's going to be fine. The talks about him being on the hot seat after they lost to Florida State, that was absolutely ridiculous.
Oh, yeah.
This Alabama team, are they a contender for the college football playoff? Where do you see them in the pecking order in the SEC?
I see him being able to make a run for the playoff. It's going to be a matter of Coach DeBoer getting his team in there now. It's his third year, so his recruits are starting to fall in line. His offensive line that he wants is a little bit more of a bigger group last year. He wants those athletic offensive linemen that can get upfield, get to that second level, kind of move with the zone offense. So we're going to see how they look. But I feel like they got a good shot to at least get in that top 12. Not saying they're going to win the SEC or anything, but they got a good chance to make the playoff this year.
Mike, I can't believe I'm saying this. This is the last Saturday where we don't have college football, because college football week 0 is going to be next Saturday. And there are some games on the schedule, like you got TCU, North Carolina at 12. When you have like a kind of a schedule that's not a loaded schedule like week 2 is going to be, do you find yourself like sitting on the couch watching games, or do you feel like you want that entire college football lineup where we have, new massive games at noon, 3:30, 8 o'clock, those primetime games? And then I watch college football final. I used to love watching Mark May and Lou Holtz. I embrace all of it when it comes to college football. How do you soak in college football as a college football fan, being an Alabama fan, and just the entire landscape of college football?
Man, I'll watch Wisconsin Whitewater, man.
Yeah,
I watch everything from D3 on up. I don't care. Football's football to me. Sometimes it's more fun to watch the smaller schools because it's a lot more, the athletes aren't 5 stars and 4 stars. You get a lot. It's going to come down to a lot of technique, a lot of strategy, a lot of game planning. So sometimes it's more fun to watch the D3 and D2 schools go at it. But football in general, man, if football's on TV, more than likely I'm watching. It don't matter the day of the week, what time it is. So I'm excited for it. We get to cover high school. Now we get to watch softball, college, and no matter the level after that. So it's going to be football for the next couple months for me. And that's about it outside of work.
Oh, it's go time. High school football on Thursdays, Fridays, college football Saturdays, NFL on Sundays. And then we got Monday night football, Tuesday night football. They even got Wednesday night football. The NFL season opener is going to be on Wednesday night, the rematch of the Super Bowl. Oh, man, this is what it is all about. But, Mike, I do want to talk just a little bit about the NFL because, being, an Alabama fan, is your NFL team the Falcons? Like, do you follow NFL as much as you follow college?
Not as much. I'm a Falcons fan, but I'm not as diehard as I would say as far as college goes, man. It's, I enjoy watching the NFL. Like I said, football's football. It's just the NFL is a little bit slower to me as far as the atmosphere goes, as far as watching the game. But I'll fall asleep during the NFL game much faster than I would during college.
Mike, it's funny you mentioned that because when I was in Tennessee going to college in 1999, the Titans were in the Super Bowl, and I couldn't even tell you any Titans fans. They were all Tennessee Vols fans. So you kind of have that effect with the Falcons. that there's so much college football fans. You ask the average person who lives in Georgia, what are you watching? You watching Georgia? Or are you watching the Falcons? I guarantee you 95% of them are going to say Georgia. And there's a small percentage, maybe in the metro Atlanta area, there's more Falcons fans, but I don't feel it. I did when I was living in California. Nobody's talking about the Falcons in a casual conversation. And I actually think this could be a season that could rival 2007 when Bobby Petrino jumped ship and said, deuces, I'm out of here, because they don't have a quarterback. I don't know if Michael Penix Jr. is ready to go, and everybody else in their division has improved. I'm telling you, I think that the Falcons could have a doom and gloom season. What do you think? Because we got a quarterback class in 2027 that maybe they might find their quarterback in next year's draft.
Yeah, and you think about it, they got to go at least the first half of the season with both of their first-round picks last year not playing. Pierce being suspended.
Oh, come on.
Now Walker's got the torn ACL. So, I mean, it's going to be a tough one this year. It's going to be I wouldn't say a make or break one, but at least build the foundation for Coach Stefanski. He's won 2-time NFL Coach of the Year, so he knows what he's doing. It's just going to be a matter of getting the right guys in there, getting the roster. If he can try to mix things up, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see Jack Strand at quarterback this year a little bit.
Maybe. Hey, Falcons just need to prove me wrong. That was a hot take, but let's actually, instead of 2007, have a season like 2008 where there were no expectations. Matt Ryan's first pass was to Michael Jenkins for a touchdown. I remember they were playing the Lions. 11-5, made the playoffs. Nobody expected that the year after Michael Vick went to prison. I hope that they have something like that.
Oh, yeah.
Mike, before I let you go, and by the way, this has been a great segment. Tell everybody out there in Sports Visions land where they can hear you on the broadcast on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, how they could follow you on social media with Ice Cold Sports.
Just follow Ice Cold Sports is the name on Facebook, or you can follow me, Mike Frost, on Facebook as well. I'm not really big on the social game. I don't even know what my Instagram handle might be if I have one. But I'll be on the call tonight, north side at Smith Station. We'll have game day, be making the predictions.
Are you wearing the mascot head?
If I can get one, I'm going to wear it, brother.
That is
we'll just
awesome.
see if it's going to be a Patriot or a Panther. We'll find out later on tonight.
Let's find out who the mascot is so you can wear the mascot head like you did last week with Calvert.
Oh, yeah. It's a blast, man. I love it, man. Got to channel the interleague Corso.
Yeah, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's Mike Frost from Georgia Alabama Sports Live and Ice Cold Sports. Frost, thank you so much for being on the Sports Visions Morning Show.
Oh, yeah, man. I appreciate it, brother. You have a good one now.
Absolutely. That's him. That's Mike Frost. He knows a lot about sports. In fact, it's challenging for me to try to see if I know more sports than him. It's a friendly competition. But, no, he's great, and he's going to be in the call for the Georgia Alabama Sports Live Game of the Week. It's Northside, Smith Station. Let's go ahead and take a break, because when we come back, we've got the coach, Michael Long Jr. He's coming on the Sports Vision Morning Show. He's making his debut on Sports Vision. It's a Mike and Mike takeover on the Sports Vision Morning Show. You're watching us on Facebook and as well as YouTube, and you're listening to us on WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1 FM. We are your hometown sports guys.
What you got to say?
Thanks for making us your home for local, regional, national sports talk in the Chattahoochee Valley. This is Sports Visions 92.1.
Good morning. I'm Michelle Jennings, and here are your morning headlines. 54-year-old DeMarco Farley has been arrested in connection to the Wednesday evening shooting at the Budgetel Inn located on 3100 block of Victory Drive. One person was injured. The condition of this individual is unknown at this time. Farley is awaiting his recorder's court hearing. In other news, the LaGrange Police Department is investigating potential license plate recognition system misuse against one of their officers. Police Chief Garrett Fiveash says his department will be diligent in protecting the privacy of citizens and ensuring the system is not abused. Lastly, the 2028 Democratic National Convention will not be held in Atlanta. Democratic leaders must now decide between Boston, Denver, and Philadelphia. Republicans will host their convention in Houston. From WRBL News 3, I'm Michelle Jennings.
Good Friday morning. We are starting off warm and muggy with temperatures in the upper 70s. This afternoon, expect a mix of sun and clouds with highs in the low to mid 90s and heat index values reaching 100 degrees in some places. We are tracking a few thunderstorms which could develop later today and this evening, bringing in a potential for some damaging winds across the region. And if you are headed out tonight, keep an eye on the sky. Overnight lows stay muggy in the mid 70s.
To get the full story, visit sportsvisions921.com and click on the WRBL tab. Sportsvisions 92.1.
It's a really big deal at JCPenney. This weekend only, buy two, get two free, underwear, socks, and bras. Mix, match, and stock up on everyday essentials for the family. Yes, JCPenney. Valid 8/21 through 8/23. Exclusions apply. See stores or jcp.com for details.
Gotta get to Gil's Auto Sales. We can finance you. Got to get to Gil's. Selection and price. Got to get to Gil's. Gotta get to Gil's.
Happy 40th anniversary to Gil's Auto Sales. This will be a year-long celebration with inventory and deals like you haven't seen in a long time. Every lot in Gil's' lineup is stocked with a car, truck, or SUV that you've been dreaming about. Hey, want to save more than ever before on the vehicle of your dreams during the 40th anniversary celebration? You gotta get to Gil's.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play. That my worth isn't determined by my performance. That even on my worst day, I am worthy. That you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
This message presented by the AHSAA and the Alabama High School Athletic Directors and Coaches Association.
This message is from the U.S. Department of Veterans Affairs. Did you serve in the military? If so, you can obtain a free lifetime pass to more than 2,000 federal recreation sites, including national parks, wildlife refuges, and forests. Getting a pass is easy. Just go to the National Park Service website, nps.gov, or the National Park Service app.
Covering local and national sports. This is the Sportsvisions Morning Show on Sportsvisions 92.1. Drafted by the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Green Bay Packers. Here's DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer.
I don't need to fall at your feet just cause you cut me to the bone.
It's the Sportsvisions Morning Show. It's Richard Holdridge filling in for DJ Jones and Thrift Behringer. DJ is boots on the ground in Atlanta today on the road with Sportsvisions as he's going to be at Lakewood Stadium for the Carver Tigers and Frederick Douglass football game. It's Friday Night Lights all around the Chattahoochee Valley. Great matchups, and it's been a great day so far with great guests. My next guest, I've known this guy for quite some time. He is currently the middle school coach of Russell County Middle School. Please welcome to the Sportsvisions Morning Show for the very first time, Coach Michael Long Jr. Coach, how you doing?
Man, I'm doing great, Richard. I'm doing great.
All right. Well, first of all, we got to get, before we get into the heavy lifting, like DJ says, this is your first appearance on the Sportsvisions Morning Show. Tell everybody your story. How long you've been coaching, what sports you've been coaching, and your playing career, and where this love for sports started.
So, this is my 6th year in the schools, coaching. And I started off at Carver High School as the head baseball coach. Was able to go down there and, try to shape some young men's lives and try to get them to the next level and build a program that was yearning to get back. into baseball after being gone for a few years. And I think we did a great job, my staff and I, including my father and a couple good friends of mine, Marquell Stevens, Dane Bullock, and David Larini. We had a great job. We did a great job just trying to build a culture at Carver, and we was able to see a lot of fruits of our labor, not just from the coaching staff, but from our players as well. Just to talk about a few guys, we have a few guys that was on that those teams that are now playing at the next level. So everything that we set out to do, we got a chance to now see the hard work pay off. We got guys like Deshaun Bryant, Christian Ellaby, Jacoby Duhart, a couple guys that played for us while we were there. They're all at Russ College right now in Mississippi. And very, very happy to see those guys get the opportunity to play at the next level. It's not an easy task, regardless of where you go play. So I'm very, very happy for those guys, and I can't wait to see them playing at the next level. It's very exciting to see those guys that came out of our program with the opportunity to go play at the next level. And then you fast forward now, I'm at Russell County High School and now Russell County Middle School.
There you go.
Russell County High School, I'm assistant baseball coach. Been going into year 3 there, and we're excited about what's to come with that program. We got a lot of guys that are putting in a lot of hard work, and we're very excited for this year. This year, we got a lot of upperclassmen that we anticipate that will do a lot of great things. So very, very excited about that group there. And then now I am now the Russell County Middle School head football coach. So getting ready to kick off our season. Our season will start on Monday. We'll start on Monday. We'll go down to Valley and play Valley Middle School. And I'm very excited, man. You know, it's something different for me. Football has always been a love of mine. I've always, been a student of that game as well. I coach Little League, so I've been around the game as a coach to some degree. But to be able to take on this challenge and have the opportunity to lead this group with a phenomenal, when I mean phenomenal coaching staff. This is a varsity-made staff, if you ask me. This is not, what you would normally see at the middle school level, what we do, how we practice, how we discipline, how we just move, how we have our players move. So we have a very good staff that is ready to go. We've had a really, really, really good off-season program starting in the summer. We did a lot of different things. Of course, just with conditioning, with installs of plays and schemes on defense. We did a lot of great things there. We went into fall camp right before school started. We got a chance to get the pads on and get those first couple hits out the way, and everything has looked very, very well. We've had a really great week of prep. Our players are staying out of trouble. We're doing a lot of great things, so I'm very, very excited to kick off the season on Monday. And my passion for sports started at a very, very young age. I've been playing sports ever since I was 3. Got a chance to play at Russell County, so I'm back home. Got a chance to play at Russell County High School for baseball. Got a chance to get a taste of the varsity level at a very, very young age, and being in the 9th grade. And when I say that's a tough challenge, being able to play a little bit of varsity at the 9th grade level, especially where I was at that time with guys like Anthony Greer, Hunter Webb, Ray Castillo, Jesse Nelson, and the list goes on and on. Those guys got a chance to go play some Division I baseball. So being around those guys helped shape me and helped motivate me to eventually one day get a chance to play in college. That dream actually got cut short. I had to have hip surgery. And I ended up ending my career. But, I didn't let that stop me from being around the game. As soon as I ended my career, I got a chance to get right into coaching, and started through just like most guys, started through the little league level. Went from the little league level to doing a little bit of travel ball. I went from travel ball into getting a chance to coach at Pacelli Middle School. And then from there, it just kind of just took off. I went from Pacelli Middle School 1 year to the following year. I was at Chattahoochee County. I was part of a special group there. Was a part of the first team in school history to go to the playoffs. So
nice.
That was a very, very good year for us. And we became literally within 2 runs of going to the second round, playing a really, really good team. They had some really good arms. But I'm still proud of how those guys battled. We threw a freshman game 1, and he threw a 1-hitter. He threw a 1-hitter. We lost that game, I believe, 1-0. But he threw a 1-hitter, and it was a tough task for a freshman. But I still think we played well, even though we ended up on the short end of the stick that day. But I think we did very, very well. And then the following year, I ended up taking the head coaching job at Carver, and spent 3 years there. So I've just been enjoying the moments that God has given me. I've been enjoying the moments, with my family. I'm a big family guy, and having my family around, my wife, my parents at that time, and now having my daughter around, and as she grows up, being able to see me do these things is a dream come true. It's something that I've prayed for. It's something that I've worked hard for. So I'm very, very excited for what's to come. Not only for me, but for everybody around me, being able to experience this, being able to be with the groups that I'm with from the football and baseball side, the administrative team that I'm working with on both sides are phenomenal. They're first-class people. So I'm very, very excited about what's to come overall.
Yeah, I'm so proud of you, Coach. And I can't believe we've known each other for 4 years now. I remember in 2022, you reached out to me because you wanted to promote your baseball program at Carver. And I had you on my podcast, which still to this day, the most listened to podcast episode ever on the Sports Beat. That's why I periodically get you back on the Sports Beat. But I think that one thing that's unique about you is all your accomplishments. You're a humble guy. And whether it's coaching, it's broadcasting. You were my color commentator for football in the 2023 season. Just talk about who you give credit to as far as just being a humble guy. You talk about your parents, but who are some of your mentors in your life that really molded you into the person you are today?
Man, I'm just, before I even mention anyone, everybody that I'm going to mention plays a big pivotal role in my life, and I would not be where I'm at without these people. So I give them a lot of the credit. I mean, yes, I'm the one enduring a lot of the hard work and the long days and the long nights, but without these people by my side, I would not be the man that I am, and I would not be the coach that I am. First person I'm going to mention is my father.
Mm-hmm.
My father has shaped me to be the man that I am through a lot of life lessons, through a lot of hard work, and a lot of dedication. My dad's the guy that always made sure I was in the situations and in the roles that I needed to be in every phase of my life to this point. He was a coach for me for a long time. So it made me feel good to be able to be on the same side as him as a coach, because being able to do that with your father, who helped shape you into the player that you were, and then the coach that you are, means a lot. So
yeah,
my dad is always there. We talk every day. We talk about sports every day. We talk about what's going on during the seasons. we always, talk to each other after games, and I pick his brain still to this day about things like what are you seeing? Because he's a guru. He's very smart. He's very mature in that right when it comes to knowing what's going on and what can help the teams, what can what you need to maybe dial back from. So my dad has done a phenomenal job with just being there and being a present father and also being a loving father. So I'm very, very blessed to have him here doing everything, seeing everything and doing, a lot of things for me in that right. I mentioned my mom and, my mom is always, again, has always been there. She's always supported. She was the team miles when I was young. When I was at Carver, she was my booster club president. Made sure everything. I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the success that we had, with being able to do a lot of things for our players at Carver, stimulated from my mom. Being able to uh, get things for the players, running the concessions and just managing a lot of different things. So my mom played a pivotal role when I was at Carver. A lot of the success wouldn't have happened without my mom taking that role on as that president and enduring a lot of different things. And she is another person that I'm blessed to have in my corner. We talk all the time as well, and I would not be where I'm at without my parents at all. I would tell anybody that, and I'll take that to the bank. I would not be the person that I am and the coach that I am without my parents. So shout out to my parents. I love y'all, and I thank y'all for everything that y'all have done for me. This next person that I want to mention is my wife. Me and my wife have been together almost 10 years, married for almost 3. And ever since we've been in each other's lives, she's been my biggest supporter. She's at every game. She talks to me about, how was practice? How was your day? She's gotten to the point where she can actually understand what's going on, and she'd be like, man, in the game, someone, this happened. Why did this happen, man? She's not just there just to support. She's there to learn, and she's there to, be able to, when we get home, we can talk about, different things that have happened, and she understands a lot. So my wife, I say I got the best wife in the world, man. She definitely just motivates me to be a better man, better person, and she definitely is always there. Before I took this job as the head football coach, we sat down and we talked because we got a different dynamic, in our life, having a daughter, and that would take more time away. But and I mentioned that, and she was like, "I want you to be able to do this because I think that you are the perfect person for this job." And when I hear that, it enticed me to take this job, and it enticed me to want to be like, what, let's give this a shot. I think this will be good for us, and we're loving it. We're about to kick the season off, and of course, she'll be right there along as my daughter. And I'm very, very excited, to have her there. I'm always looking for her. It always, brightens my day when I get to see her walking in, to the complexes and being there. And when I mean she's always there. When I was coaching travel ball, she was there. When I was at Chattahoochee County, she was there. When I was at Pacelli, she was there. She's always present, always. I got 2 more people I'm gonna mention. I'm mentioning them real quick. My big brother, John Lovett. His son played at Shaw High School. He's now at Stillman College, getting ready to start his freshman year and be in their baseball program. He was the first guy that reached out, and that's where I got my start as a baseball coach in Little League. We coached at Sally Little League together for several years, and he helped mentor me and helped me, learn a lot of different things within the game as a coach, and he's always there. We another person that I always talk to. I call him when I got a problem, or I call him when I just want to pick his brain some more. So he's another person that is always there, and I thank him for everything that he's done for me. And we're not done. We're still trying to mentor kids. And get them to the next level. The last person I want to miss, but definitely not least, and this is a new motivation. My daughter. My daughter has shaped my life and changed my life in a lot of different ways.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter, every time I see her and that smile, it just makes me happy to be her father. So everything that I'm doing is for her. Everything that I do, all these long nights, long days, I'm pushing like 12, 13-hour days right now. I'll get to work around 7. I don't leave until like 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. Some nights I miss, getting a chance to spend time with her. But I think about the bigger picture. Yeah. I want to be able to create a great life for her. So everything that I'm doing, everything that my wife is doing, is to create that great life for her. She's only one, but everything that we're doing now, she'll understand why we're doing it when she gets older. So, I'm a family first guy. So everybody that I just mentioned is near and dear to my heart, and they're my village. They're part of my village, and my daughter, she just adds to that. I can mention a lot more people that I just really look up to and help motivate me. Coach Danny Danielson is another guy. I got to mention him, man. Ever since I've been at Russell County, and we knew each other prior to me coming to Russell County, that was kind of what sparked the opportunity to come to Russell County.
Yeah, he was one of the coaches on the Chattahoochee.
Yes, he was. And we've known each other for years, and he's done a phenomenal job as being the leader of our program on the baseball side, and I just love to be alongside of him, and we talk all the time as well, and we talk ball, we talk life, we talk about faith, we talk about a lot of different things. So he's a big brother. He's someone that I look up to, whether he knows that or not. I look up to him, and I really am blessed to be with him, in this journey with the group that we have. I think we've done a phenomenal job over the last 2 years, and I think we're really going to see a lot more success this year with what we have and what we've been doing over this off season. We had a great summer, so I was kind of bouncing back and forth, and I've been doing it even though we're about to start the season. I've been bouncing back and forth. I spent about an hour and a half with the baseball program, and then I go to football. So I'm still in the mix with those guys as well, and I'm excited. But shout out to Danny for being the great leader that we have, and being a great friend.
Well, you've truly made an impact on these kids' lives. One moment that I remember, you had an impact on that Carver team in 2023, because I remember 2 freshmen on that team, Kingston Long and Kingsley Long, would go on to play at Shaw, and I remember streaming baseball games on Georgia Alabama Sports Live, and now they're going to be at Point University, phenomenal baseball players. The lives that you've touched has been incredible, Coach, and that's why I wanted to have you tell your story here on the Sports Visions Morning Show. But we are up against the clock. I didn't want to get you out of here without talking about you being a sports fan. What are some of your teams? What are you looking forward to about college football season?
Oh, man, I'm ready. I'm ready, man. Looking forward to see what Auburn's going to do this year. Been an Auburn fan for a long time. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Coach Golders is going to do as the head man now at Auburn. I think I've seen a lot of good things, and he's brought in a lot of great people. He's brought in a lot of great players. So I think that this Auburn team has a chance to be special. Tough task now. They have a tough schedule, especially with the SEC play starting earlier now to the changes in the conference, and having the extra SEC games in there taking some of those non-conference games away. I honestly think that they're going to have a great chance to be in the mix. Year one, it may not be, necessarily getting to that conference championship, getting to the college football playoff, but just seeing the growth of the program is what I think Auburn fans want to see. Another team, my dad's a big Ohio State guy. He's from Ohio, so I'll say that's my second team. A lot of people say, no, you can't have more than one team. Yes, you can.
You can
root for whoever you want to root for. I am a Buckeye fan as well, and that's not a bandwagon fan. I've been a Buckeye fan my whole life, just as much as I've been an Auburn fan. Again, my dad's from Ohio, diehard Ohio State fan. They're going to be good. The standard is the standard, and that's to get to the college football playoff and ultimately try to win it. They got a lot of great players. Yes, they did lose a couple guys like Caleb Downs to the NFL. Just today, one guy. But you still got Jeremiah Smith, who, in my opinion, is the best receiver in college football.
I would agree.
And you got guys like Malachi Toney, Cam Coleman. When you're mentioned, at the top with those type of guys, who are all three of those guys are NFL guys, in the foreseeable future. I think that it's going to be a great year of college football. This NIL has changed a lot of things. It's changed the game. So with this NIL, you see teams like Texas Tech the previous year get into the playoff. You see teams that are at the Group of 5 level, getting into the playoffs, like James Madison and things like that. So I'm really excited about college football. Every time the season ends, I'm like, man, I'm ready for the season to start the next season. So I really think that it's going to be a great year for football, not just from the college and professional level, but from the high school level too. We saw that game last night with Central and Thompson.
My goodness. Wow.
I'm gonna say this because I want the Central fans, if you're listening, I want y'all to understand this. Don't panic. Do not panic. You opened up with 1 versus 2. Thompson has built a dynasty over there, and Central, they're gonna be fine. Coach Flournoy is a good coach. He's a back-to-back state champ.
Oh yeah.
At Jackson, y'all are gonna be fine. Just keep pressing and keep trying to win ball games, man. So, they'll be fine. All right, I got a couple guys. I actually got a guy that played for me at Carver who ended up moving right the year that I moved out and went to Russell County. He actually moved to Central. He's one of their linebackers, so of course, I'm going to always root for him and hope that he has the season that he sets out to have. So I'm just excited about football in general, but I cannot talk about high school football real quick without talking about Russell County.
Oh yeah,
opening up tonight. Very excited about that. We're gonna have I think we're gonna have another great year. Coach Greer's done a phenomenal job with getting those guys ready. Him and his staff, and we've been able to, being at the middle school now, being able to, watch in on their practices and see what they do. They get after it, man. They get after it. I know we replaced a lot of guys like Bryson and guys like that, Bryson Riggins. Replacing a quarterback is not always the easy thing, but I think that we got a guy that is definitely gonna, be a good game manager and a good game changer when he needs to be. That's one thing at the quarterback level. You don't necessarily have to be the game changer all the time. You just got to manage the game, make sure you're getting down in distance, and driving down the field. So I think he's going to do a phenomenal job like that, and he's going to have a lot of help around him. He's got guys like Chris Lucas, Quinn Lewis. He's got a slew of guys that are going to, share the ball and share the workload. So, and that defense is nasty, man. I mean, that defense is going to hit you, and they're going to hit you hard. They're going to get after you. So I can't wait for watch them kick off tonight. I'll be watching. I'm actually out of town this weekend, so
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm out of town, so I'm very excited to see what they do tonight. Opening up with BTW at home. It's going to be a playoff-like atmosphere on our side, of course. Russell County has built a program that everybody wants to get around. So expect the fans to show up and show out, the student body and everybody. Faculty and staff will definitely be there. It's gonna be rocking and rolling tonight in Russell County. So back home, they'll definitely go out there and try to get a W.
Coach Long, thank you so much for being a guest on the Sports Visions Morning Show, and good luck this season.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Go Warriors.
All right. Coach Michael Long Jr., he is the middle school coach of the Russell County Warriors and also assistant baseball coach for the Russell County baseball team. Fantastic interview. That's definitely going to be one in the archives. Just his story is fascinating because he's a humble guy, and the development of players is just very important. Hey, make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that the Sports Visions Morning Show is on the air. Coming up in the 8 o'clock hour. You know, sports broadcasting and sports writing, they kind of coincide together. My favorite show was Around the Horn and PTI, but I liked Around the Horn because sports journalists were becoming sports broadcasters. That's what I was in college. We've got from the Ledger Inquirer, Mark Rice. He's coming on the show. And then we need to find an update on Kinnett Stadium. Are they playing games tonight? Citywide Athletic Director of Muskogee County, Kendall Mills, is going to be on the Sports Visions Morning Show as well. Hey, don't go anywhere. We will be back here on the Sports Visions Morning Show. You are watching us on Facebook Live, and you are listening to us on WLTC HD2 Sports Visions 92.1 FM. We are your hometown sports guys.
Since I met you, I've begun to feel so strange.
You're listening to the Sports Visions Morning Show. Sports Visions 92.1.
At Cartoons Car Stereo in Columbus, buy it today, get it installed today. That's right, same day installation. Cartoons, Rockford Fosgate products, stereo head units, amps, speakers, speaker boxes, alarms, remote starts, navigation units, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and so much more. Get same day installation today. Call or stop by today for details. Cartoons on Veterans Parkway in Columbus.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where 24-pack Crayola crayons are just 50 cents?
Staples has folders, notebooks, and pens at great prices.
I'm smiling from ear to ear. It's the most wonderful time.
Mom, I missed the bus of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples, where school supplies start at just 25 cents. Staples. That was easy. Visit your local Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
Hey folks, I want to invite you out to Friendly, Bratton Automotive, where everybody leaves with a smile. You know, we stack them deep and sell them cheap. But the most important thing is you.